Right now in this video, with no fluff, no BS, I'm going to give you the 3 main things you need to understand and follow if you want to make your first $1,000 with digital dropshipping. And if you don't know what digital dropshipping is, it's an e-commerce business model where you sell products that are instantly delivered to your customers. Now, in technical form, digital products are things like ebooks, guides, worksheets, video courses, audio files, etc. These are all digital products. And most people think you have to be some type of expert or an influencer to sell digital products. But what you may not know is that this is a market that ever since the whole big virus thing happened has been continuing to grow at a rapid pace. And right now, digital products and e-learning are bigger than ever. And the great news is that with digital dropshipping, and the reason I call it that is because you don't actually have to make these products yourself. There's things like PLR content, which is where you buy the rights to an existing digital product and can modify and resell it. Then you have things such as hiring freelancers, making it yourself, or even using artificial intelligence. And if you don't know who I am, my name is Tanner Planis. I started my first e-commerce business back in 2017 and have been documenting the journey here on this very YouTube channel since then, generating millions of dollars across my brands and helping others do the same, just like you can see on the screen right now. And if you're seeing this video within the first day or so that this has come out, then make sure to go to my description if you want to join my free live training. It's going to be over an hour long, and you can ask all the questions you want, completely live and completely free. Now let's get into step number 1 of making your first $1,000 with digital dropshipping. What is this component? And what this is going to be is your ideal customer group. Because with digital products, we are always focusing on pain point categories. You know, I talk about this in the broad category of health, wealth, happiness, relationships, but realistically, if you want to actually get started with selling digital products, you want to find a specific group of people that has specific pain points that you can solve with digital solutions. Maybe that's for busy entrepreneurs who are struggling to make healthy meals and eat the right things, and they're spending too much time ordering fast food. So what you need to do is just identify a specific group in one of these pain point categories and really look into what their pain points are. Now, there's 2 very easy ways to go about this. Number 1 could just be to dive into your own self and what are things that you're interested in. Think about it, and are any of them in the pain point categories? Maybe you're into fitness, maybe you're into making money, maybe you're into helping businesses run ads, whatever that may be. And if some of those are pain point categories, that could just give you an idea on what niche you might want to sell your digital products in. And if you can't find anything within yourself, you can just go to an artificial intelligence tool like ChatGPT, say, hey, I'm starting an online business that sells digital products that solve pain point problems. What are some specific groups and niches that I could market to and create products for? And then it's going to start giving you ideas. You can give it feedback, and it'll continue to build, just giving you ideas on your group. And where I see many people go wrong in this step is they go too broad. They just choose wealth as their category, as their pain point niche. When in reality, wealth is so huge. Obviously, a lot of people want to make money, but if you aren't actually focusing on a specific group that has a specific pain point, then it's going to be much harder to actually market. And a good example, again, of a specific group, let's say inside of wealth, would be for people who, let's say, are starting a digital dropshipping business and are struggling to learn how to create an ebook or design it or whatever it is. Maybe it's real estate agents that don't know how to use social media, and you can provide to them digital templates that help them. You know, that's a very specific niche. And you might think, oh, that's not a very huge audience, but realistically, when someone feels like you're speaking directly to them about their problem and you have a solution for them, they're going to be much more willing to actually invest into your digital solution compared to if you just made your niche real estate. So many different groups fall into that category. You have to dive a little bit deeper, and I know you can do it. If you want feedback on your niche, just drop it in the comments below and I'll tell you what I think. Step number 2, now that you have your target customer group in mind, you need to figure out, okay, what is the first digital product you're actually going to be creating for this group and selling? Now, here's what you need to keep in mind. with digital dropshipping, there are a few different types of digital products. You have self-paced, done with you, and done for you. These are the three main buckets. Now, self-paced is something simple, like an ebook, for example, or a video course or an audio file. These are products that someone can purchase and instantly get access to. And done with you is going to be something that has some type of support alongside with it, or some type of implementation help, kind of like what we have with our mastery program. And then number three, done for you, is where you would be basically providing the solution and doing it for that specific person. But an example would be for people, let's say, that create logos for someone or create graphic design websites. But you don't want to go with that starting off because it's not a cookie cutter product. I always recommend, if you're just starting out, to focus on a self-paced product, because that way you can have this individual product. It's going to be lower ticket. You're going to be selling it for under $50 to start out. And whenever someone purchases, they're instantly going to have access to it. And that means whenever you make a sale, you don't have to pay a recurring product cost. So let's say 10 people buy your self-paced product. You only had to pay for it one time to either get the rights to it or to have a freelancer make it, or maybe you just made it yourself or using artificial intelligence. And that is one of the main benefits of selling digital products. So how do you actually come up with your first self-paced product for your pain point niche? Let's say, for example, again, it's real estate agents struggling to grow their social media and get leads from those social media platforms. First things that come to my mind that are digital offers would be things that help them grow their social media accounts, or strategies to get leads, or scripts that they can use to reach out to people on social media through their accounts. These are all just very simple, self-paced digital product ideas that I have in mind that could hit the pain points. But ideally, in the previous step, you really want to dive specifically into their pain points and figuring out exactly what it is that they are struggling with. So in this case of real estate agents struggling with social media, there are a lot of different reasons they may be struggling. So I would just focus on one step at a time. The first step would be, let's say, creating your account or structuring your account to attract potential home buyers or potential home sellers. This is ultimately what real estate agents are looking for. They don't necessarily care about just the number of followers, so I'm not going to think about creating a digital product on how to get your first 10,000 followers. What's more valuable to them is how to get your first 10 home buyers, your first 10 home sellers to work with you through social media. And now what I would do is look online for PLR content related to this specific problem that I'm trying to solve with the digital solution to see what options are out there. But sometimes when you get very specific, like what I've been mentioning, there won't be a ton of PLR content out there that really matches up. So you might have to go to a freelancer, or you might have to go to artificial intelligence, or buy a PLR product and then modify it. And I would create a simple self-paced ebook, label it maybe as some type of challenge, such as how to get your first 10 leads on Instagram using the YAP method, something like that. I don't know what YAP means. Ideally, you want to think of something that's related to the niche that you're in and a term that that ideal customer would recognize. But the reason I say, let's say the YAP method, is just because it adds a level of curiosity that's going to be generated when someone reads that, more specifically a real estate agent. What I see a lot of people doing right now who are trying to get started with digital dropshipping is they'll make their first self-paced product and say how to get wealthy, how to get rich. But that is not specific enough. You have your ideal customer group that has these pain points. They're over here, and they want to solve those pain points and be over here. So what is that vehicle in between? Most people think that it's their product, but more specifically, it's the strategy itself, the tools inside of your digital products. Your job with your digital product is just to take that strategy and then bundle it up into this digital product that they can purchase and invest into to solve that solution. It teaches them how to use that strategy. It gives them all the information they need. But your product is not necessarily the vehicle itself. And that's what you need to understand, because this isn't a physical product like a watch that someone can just look at and know, okay, this is a watch, it's going to tell the time, it's going to do this, it's going to do that. If it's an ebook you're selling, it's just an ebook to them. you have to create perceived value by making what's inside of it the vehicle that solves their pain point and takes them from here to here. And now step number 3 is going to be your marketing itself. You know what your ideal customer group is. Let's say you have your product. Now, how do we actually get people to purchase this product? Now, when you're starting out, what you're going to be looking for is proof of concept, your very first sale. Because when you make your first sale, something psychologically is going to happen in your mind that's going to tell you, okay, this really works. Now I'm going to go full force into it. When maybe before you were just like, oh, I heard this guy on YouTube talking about it. He's gotten results with it. His students have gotten results with it. I don't know if I will. So until you get your first sale, you're going to probably be in that mindset. But once you get your first sale, you're going to be like, he was right. Tanner knows what he was talking about, and now I'm going full force into this. So in order to get proof of concept, you have to take the action and start right now. Now, the way you're going to get that first sale and get that proof of concept that tells you to go full force into this and that there's actually a demand for your product and your niche is going to be by starting with organic traffic hacks. This is using platforms like Instagram and TikTok and YouTube Shorts. If you'd like, these are short form platforms that you can start posting on right now for free and attracting audiences. Because if you go viral, you're going to be getting a lot of attention that will ultimately bring you engagement and then eventually sales. And this isn't going to be content you're posting that's just showing a video of your ebook. You have to actually think about it in the opposite way. Because remember, your digital product is not the vehicle, it's the strategy. So what you need to do is start creating either anonymous or content through yourself, providing value surrounding those specific pain points of your target audience that we talked about in step 1. So if we were using the same example we've been talking about in this video of the real estate agents struggling with social media and getting leads from it, then what I would first do is go onto these platforms like TikTok and Instagram and search up real estate agent hashtags and just start looking at the type of video content that's going viral right now and see if I'm finding any similarities or if I'm getting any ideas that I could use to make videos for my own profile. Now, there are a ton of different strategies you could use here, but the simplest one is going to be anonymous and providing value by taking a piece of content, a video relating to your niche, having that as a background on your video. Let's say we're making a TikTok. We're going to upload this video. We're going to crop it to be under 14 seconds. And then what we're going to do is get a piece of text that we can add on top of this video and then add a trending sound to it. Now, the text is going to be the most important part. Ideally, what you want to do is put there a tip for the real estate agents, a fact, a statistic. Maybe there's some statistic about real estate agents that post on social media every day get 20% more in commissions a year, whatever that number may be. These are things that are going to attract your potential customer, your ideal customer group, and get them to be like, okay, this account's onto something. We'll start following you, start getting engagement, and eventually sales. You want to start off posting a few times a day to get the ball rolling and start adapting as you see what's working, what's not. And in this process, typically I see it in less than a week, you will make your first sale. Then it's game time. What you want to do is continue to be posting on these social media platforms, but the way you scale this rapidly is by taking those pieces of content that have been performing well on your page and then actually running those as ads on the TikTok ad platform and on the Meta ads platform. Because now you have a video that's proven to get engagement and attract your ideal customer group. Now you're just spending money to put it in front of more people's face with a specific call to action that links directly to your product page. And what's amazing about this is when you start spending money on ads to market your digital product, what's going to happen is you only need really over a 1x return on ad spend to profit, which is unheard of in the e-commerce industry. Physical products, this is typically a 2x or higher to break even. Now, return on ad spend just means if I spend $1 and I get $2 back, that's a 2x return on ad spend. And if that's for a digital product with no cost of goods, then that means if I'm spending $1 and I bring back $2, I'm getting $1 profit for every $1 I spend. So you're probably starting to get the idea now of how this can really snowball effect. And even now, we've only touched the surface. So if you've enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a big like, comment, and subscribe. Peace.